Hi, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a few weeks. I've just been busy. So I've gotten comments on a few videos in the past requesting that I review some more affordable products because I do tend to review and talk about things in my collection, such things I desire and buy, and do first impressions on. The majority of them are luxury or higher end makeup. So I just thought that I would discuss some brands that I have either been curious about and or products that I love that are on the more affordable side. And yeah, that's the look I created today with some more affordable makeup, and let's just get to it. I'm gonna start out today with a new to me product by TheInkeyList. They just released this. It's called the Tripeptide Plumping Lip Balm. I've been really enjoying this. It says it plumps and instantly hydrates. So this is a non-tingly, clear lip plumping balm. So I really like this. The only complaint I have is that the taste is horrendous. Like, there are no added flavors or color or anything to this, but I really like it. And I know that I like it because I actually misplaced it for a couple of weeks, and I was really sad and I missed it, and I kept reaching for it, and I was like this close to like buying another one because it doesn't tingle, but you can definitely feel like a fullness come across your lips. Like it's very gentle, it's very basic, but that's almost kind of what I want for like an everyday have in my bag type of lip balm that just gives me a little extra something. I've worn this by itself. I like it for makeup prep. I like it at night. And I also like it to reapply some hydration when I just have a lip liner on. So big win. The next affordable product that I'm going to be going in with is by the brand Rom&nd. And this is it's either a Korean or a Japanese beauty brand, and it's a cushion foundation. It's so very cute. It's called the Bare Water Cushion Foundation, and I got this in the shade 3 Natural 21. This is supposed to be a light neutral shade. I've used this a couple of times, and I'm actually excited to use it today because I purposefully like kind of pushed it out of sight, out of mind, so that I would allow myself to get a little bit more pale now that we're in October. And so this is about as pale as I get throughout the year. So I found that this pulled kind of light on me when I first purchased this in mid-September. And so I'm excited to use it today. So it has a little flippy thing that opens, and this retails on Amazon for about $21, $22. I've never used a cushion foundation prior to this, but everything sits inside this little squishy thing here. And then you have this very soft sponge. And my understanding is you kind of tap and roll. These are designed for very light coverage, and it's usually pretty natural and dewy. And as you see, like compared to like this side of my face and up, like my natural skin color is much more green than this. Then like just using the viewfinder instead of the mirror here, I'm like just noticing like how much of a white cast this causes on my face. So it's not really my correct shade. And I don't want to make like a general statement about cushion foundations because this is the only one that I've ever like actively tried. But something I've just noticed in general, like trying to find one to buy in general, is that the shade range is kind of atrocious. And comment down below if you know of a brand besides M Cosmetics that makes a more inclusive shade range, because here's what I've noticed with cushion foundation shade ranges, at least in the K and J beauty sphere, because I know that like Armani and stuff make cushion foundations, but they're only sold or maybe they're only sold in Asia, I'm not too sure. It's not something that I've ever really been that interested in, but have always been slightly curious about, so I kind of pulled the plug on it. So anyways, my original thought here is something I noticed while I was shopping for one to try and review for all of you, is that the shade ranges from these brands are pretty bad. Like, and even for me, who doesn't have like that complicated of a skin tone, like I don't have a very like, I don't have an easy I would say that I don't have an easy undertone to match, but my skin tone in general being like light to light fair, and in the summertime being light to light medium, I can work with what I'm given usually, but something I've noticed is that their shade ranges are like the deepest they go is a light to like maybe a light medium in a sort of way. And especially in this brand, something I noticed was like everything just seemed to be the same level of depth. So it was like fair to light, and then they just changed the undertone slightly and labeled it as a deeper skin tone, if that makes sense, that's not the way it works, you know, like there are at least 4 different undertones for each level of depth a skin can go. So even this one being like the like neutral beige kind of shade is what it kind of advertised itself as, is still like very white cast pulling on me. Even in this like artificial light, like you can tell that like I have been kind of depleted of any of like the natural colors that my skin produces, like if you look at like the rest of my body. But given that, the finish of this is very lovely. It does have like a very nice natural finish. It's very, it's not dewy to the point where you look greasy, but it's dewy in a way where your skin looks really healthy. But I don't think that this is the correct shade for me, and I was afraid to go deeper in there in what they label as like a deeper skin tone, and it pull peach, because I would rather have something be too light for me than be too peach for me. That's been my experience with that. I'm probably going to gift this to someone that I know who is fairer than I am and has like just like an overall fair complexion, because even though this is supposed to be like a light neutral, like looking in the mirror here, like it does look like I do have like a white layer, almost like a sunscreen, wearing a mineral sunscreen that didn't disappear when I rubbed it in. Anyway, so I feel like I will probably gift this and not keep this in my collection, but it retails for $21, so it doesn't really break the bank that much, and I'm happy. I'm happy to give this away to somebody who this would work better for. Okay, so I just need to conceal a little bit, so I'm gonna go in with my LYS Triplefix concealer. I wear the shade LN6, which is probably going to be darker than this, like you can see. And I always found that like this concealer actually pulled a little like light on me, and it's funny to, you can just see just the difference in the skin tones of this. Like it's just funny like what they thought like a neutral shade would be for someone, or like what they consider neutral in this brand, and how much of like a white cast it causes on my skin, given the amount of like beigey green there is. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this all over my face to kind of get my skin where I want it to be. This isn't my favorite concealer I've ever used. It's a very thin consistency. It's very serum-y, and the coverage is pretty good. It can lean a little dry if you don't do adequate skin prep for it. I'm not sure with inflation like what the price is for this concealer, what it is now. What am I saying? What is the sentence? but when I bought it, I think it was $18. So it's like on the cheaper end at Sephora. My skin is looking dry. So how you can tell something is not suited for your skin tone, besides it being like too dark, but when you see how it's too light, it makes your skin look really dry. Like you can see how like the pigment like sits. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that cushion foundation is definitely like sitting on my skin in a really weird way. And I don't think it has anything to do with the consistency of it. I think it has to do more with it being too light. I'm just gonna go in with my Nars Cream Laguna bronzer here, and I have this in the shade Laguna 1. I really wanted to find a K-Beauty bronzer, but I didn't really have any luck with it. They only had like really gray leaning contour, and I'm not really into a super contoured look all that much. Like, I like my contour products to be a little on the warmer side. Like the Tower 28 Sculptino is a really good example of that. And the Westman Atelier contour stick also is neutral enough to not make you look like you're like chiseling your face like it's 2016, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to bring a little bit of life back to my face here. I look kind of pale. Like I'm always kind of pale, but like not sickly, you know? Okay, that looks so much better. I love the Nars bronzer. I love this product. I haven't used it in a while, but I feel like I'm gonna start picking this up more now that I'm a little lighter. Okay, now onto brows. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Brow Lift. This is an amazing dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. And so I just take this old spoolie from a mini Benefit brow product, actually, and then I take about that much and I scoop her into the lid and really like saturate the brush and just brush up. This is a really good product if you like your brows to just stick right up and lay flat down on your face. If you like a laminated look, if you like a flat, almost like sculpted slash fluffy look. And it takes little to no time. I've had this for a while and I've made a considerable dent in the product as well. Like, I feel like if I commit to it, this could easily become an empty in a few months. Okay, brows are finished. I love this stuff. I don't really do my brows all that much anymore, but every time I use this, I really like the way my brows look. And it semi-sets down, so it doesn't stay like as like wet. I'm like wiggling my eyebrows, but it doesn't feel as like wet the entire time, but it also like doesn't like get rock hard so that like your eyebrows feel like cement, you know? Okay, now on the blush, I'm gonna be taking this very big win of a product. I actually have been actively using this and enjoying this for a few weeks now, and this is by Apew. I just love the name, Apew. This is by Apew, and this is the Juicy Pang Jelly Blusher. And I got this in the shade BE02. It's a very pretty, like, kind of terracotta rosewood shade. And it's like this moussey, velvety formula that's very, very thin and sits on the cheeks just in such a gorgeous way. It's such a good product, and I think it's only like $9 on Amazon. Like, it's so good. Big fan. I would love to try more things from Apu. And I just want to like say that name all the time. Apu. But as you see, just like dabbing, like this also goes on nice with your fingers too. Put a little bit on my nose, kind of bring her up. And it's not necessarily matte, but it's not necessarily dewy either. Oh, hair in my eye. Ugh. It layers very beautifully, like it's very effortless. Very like, it's not gonna get cakey, it's not gonna get like just way too pigmented, it's just so lovely. And I'm gonna just kind of go around everything with my concealer brush here. Okay, now on to eyes. This product is another really big win, and it's becoming a fast favorite for me. If you're into the more like indie space and affordable makeup space, you probably already know this very viral product, and this is by Moira, and this is the Lucent Cream eyeshadow in the shade 10 Jupiter. And this is, I think, like $9 as well. I would say that this is Space Cowboy's even funkier sister. So it has basically the same formula as an Urban Decay Moon Dust Shadow. It's very thin, it has very finely milled glitter pigments. It has a beigey, peachy base, but inside it has almost like this duochrome flip of like green and purple. Yeah, it's just really, really lovely. And so when you put it onto the eyes, the green really pops. So I would say that if you like Space Cowboy and you want something that has a very similar feel to that, but just a little bit elevated because of the green, you would really like this. Like if that is like your kind of thing, which it's, if you've been watching me for any sort of time, you like already know that that's my vibe. Such a beautiful topper. Let's zoom you in. Let's see if you can really see just how lovely this is. Like I love the green in this in combination with the kind of beigey peach base with the purple. So lovely. I'm obsessed with this. I love this so much. And I want to try Moira. I want to try more from Moira because of this. I think that they're an Irish brand. I think Moira is an Irish brand. I'm just gonna clean up. I went a little crazy with the finger application here. Okay, next, this is not a new product to my channel, and I'm just gonna do my mascara here with the Tower 28 MakeWaves mascara. This is, I would say, a semi-affordable mascara. Like, given how expensive stuff is at the drugstore, I would say that a mascara of this high-performing quality for, I think, $22 and sold at Sephora, I would consider that this is, like, an affordable option for you. Yeah, because mascaras are just skyrocketing at the drugstore. They're skyrocketing definitely in the luxury and high-end beauty space as well. So for Tower 28 to make this bomb of a formula for under 25 bucks, I think is pretty awesome. Like, thank you. Thank you so much. I am pretty intrigued by the telescopic. Is it the L'Oreal telescopic? The one that caused all the hubbub on TikTok. But now that that hubbub is done, all that drama is like no longer talked about, I actually want to like try the product because I think it's a lengthening tubing formula, which are my favorite. Okay, so lastly for lips, I have to look it up on my phone because it's all in Korean. It is the Holika Heart Crush Bare Glaze Tint. So this is like a moisturizing lip gloss, and I have this in the shade Blunt. So it has this really cute packaging. This isn't really what I thought it would be. I thought this was gonna be a lot more of like a sheer lip balm-ish. And it has a smell that's, it's not pungent. It's not like gross, but it's just, I can't figure out what the smell is. It's fruity, but like also not fruity. I don't really know what it is. And here, I'll swatch it on my hand so you can really see just how pigmented that is. I thought this was just gonna be like a kiss of color, but this is actually a lot more than I anticipated. But it really does give you that like K-beauty lip effect, if that's like your thing. Ooh, okay. So as you can see, that's a very shiny, pigmented, like glossy moisture balm thing. And it's very rosy, like it goes with the blush really well. But I would say that it doesn't last very long. I don't find it actually that moisturizing. It's a very funky product. Like it's comfortable, but it's also like not the most, I don't want to say luxurious, but it's cosmetically okay. Like the formula is cosmetically okay. So as you can see, it's very pigmented. And also like the way it applies, like you have to really work it in. I don't know if you could see like as I was applying it, how much I had to really like get the streaks and everything out. Like it didn't just like effortlessly apply. It's not something you can apply like on the go and trust that it's gonna look good, because it does have so much pigment and it is so slippy and slidey that it could just like, you know, be somewhere on your face. But it's not bad either. I think it's around $7 to $9 as well. Yeah, but yeah, that's the Holika lippy. Yeah, not my favorite, and I might gift that one to someone as well, because I don't ever reach for it. It's not like the Moira eyeshadow and the Apu blush for me. Okay, so that is it. That is my like semi-full face of affordable products and diving into a little bit of K-beauty there. Yeah, some hits, some misses, and yeah, I like this look. Like the foundation is, you know, not really for me, and you know, this isn't really for me either, but they're not bad products. It's just a matter of preference and shade for me. But this Apu Juicy Pang Jelly Blush, oh, to die for, honestly. Like, so good. And the Moira Single Shadow in Jupiter, absolutely stunning. Like, such a good, wet-looking, one-and-done shadow. Anyways, so like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!